Hey, Bryson. Kyle Schwarber was on the Cubs team that came back and won the last 2 games on the road. Has he spoken to you guys about the mentality or anything along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, him and D-Rob. They've said it's never easy. It's never going to be easy. That's why you get 7 games. So just to come down here and play our game and take it one game and one pitch at a time.
Questions for Bryson? Barry, on your right, Bryson.
Bryson, what have you noticed? You've known Bryce a long time, obviously, but what have you noticed about his routine and just since he came back from the injury, maybe adjusting to being a DH, just going through what he's gone through?
Yeah, I mean, he's DH for us all year. I think his arm got hurt like very early in Miami, and I'm sure it was like a weird thing. He loves playing right and loves playing defense, so just having to sit there and watch defense and all that was probably different for him, but I think he's kind of ran with it, knowing that he is the DH and he can't play right now. So, his hitting routines have stayed the same. I know that. It's pretty incredible, his kind of routines that he does on an everyday basis. So, just kind of realizing that he couldn't play right field, I think, was the biggest thing for him to kind of lock into being that DH.
Any questions for Bryson? We'll go towards the back.
So whenever you've had any adversity this year as a team, you guys have just said you're going to quote flush it. Was it any harder to do between Thursday and today?
Not really. Like you said, it's kind of been the motto all season is to flush it, and we've had some bad losses throughout the year, and they've kind of bounced back in the ways that we need to. So, I don't think it's going to be any different. It's, same routines, and everyone's still in the clubhouse having fun and doing stuff that we've done the whole year. So,
A question for Bryson?
How you doing?
Good.
Bryson Stott was just in here, and he said Kyle Schwarber and David Robertson spoke to them. I don't know if it was all together, but about their experiences and how difficult it will be coming back from 3-2. Do you know what their message was to them? And how
I don't. That was the first I've heard that those guys had talked.
Maybe they just talked to him.
Yeah, probably.
But how important is it to have veterans like that with the leadership that can relay their experiences?
Yeah, all that stuff always helps, It's really gets down to the fact that you just got to go out and play your own game and stay within yourself and just slow it down. And what happens, happens. But what tends to happen is people try to do too much because your back's against the wall. You just got to go out and play.
Questions for Rob? Matt?
Just wondering if you considered any other lineup changes ahead of Game 6.
Yeah, Kevin and I talked about it, but we decided, with Valdez going, we'd keep JT right where he's at, and just leave it alone. Don't overthink it.
Go to Todd.
I imagine you kept your routine the same today. Did you get the ballpark extra early like you normally do?
Always, yeah.
What time did you get here today?
I think it was probably 10:30 or something.
Okay.
But I'm staying downtown here, so I could walk to the ballpark.
That's all I wanted to know.
Jesse, to your left, Rob.
Rob, is this one of the tougher moments to manage with a guy like Wheeler in the sense that it's an elimination game? He hasn't necessarily been at his best, and you have to make that right call. Do you err on the side of one side or the other because of the situation?
I don't. I'm not one side or the other. I just see what I see and then react to it. And we've got a full bullpen. We should have Ranger tonight. We might have Nola tonight for an inning if we needed it. So, but we haven't checked on those. I haven't checked on Ranger or Nola yet, but I'm pretty sure on Ranger. So, I think you just react to what I see. Velocity stuff, how the ball's coming off their bats. And then just move on.
Questions? John, and then Todd.
The Astros here are trying to get over a little bit of a hump, losing Game 6 here last year to the Braves, and then 2019, the Nationals coming in here and winning. If you guys are able to jump out a little early here tonight, do you think that that can put maybe some doubt in the minds of not only some of the players that were here and the fans? Maybe pressure gets to them a little bit?
I guess it could. You know, I said all along about our club in September, the September swoon, and I said, you know, that was a hump to get over. So maybe this could be the same thing.
Todd in the third row.
You talked about Ranger and Nola availability tonight. How tough is it, I guess, to maybe consider using them, because knowing that would impact Game 7, or I guess you can't think about games.
Yeah, you got to win tonight. You know, you'd like to stay away from one of them anyway, but I mean, if we had to, we had to play a 17-inning game. I mean, you're gonna have to go through everybody.
We'll go to the back, Hunter.
Rob, what's the demeanor like in the clubhouse, and what was it like on the plane ride? Because this is the first time you guys are facing elimination, so how are the guys reacting to that?
Very normal. You know, they're pretty loose. Music's playing. They're running around. They're doing their crosswords. They're signing all those baseballs in there and just relaxing. You know, curveball machine was going today, and we'll go out and have a good BP and get some good work in.
Ron.
Do you think, looking back, you always treated big postseason games like pretty much any other game, or was that something you had to learn along the way?
Well, you mean managing it, or? Well, I don't think I'm managing the playoff games or I am managing it differently than I would regular season games. Yeah, I think that's a learned thing just by having the experience, you know. Play all these games in the playoffs like we did with the Yankees, and this is a great experience for our guys that have never been there. But I think you play them over and over and over, and you just kind of feels like normal, you know. You got to treat it like normal.